I am Melissa Prosper, if we spell it in English. And I've been working in the human resources for more than 15 years now.
Wow.
It wasn't on my career plan, but it came that this job was the right job for me, and I will explain later why. And I am the mom of a 12 years old child.
Wow.
She's my daughter, Elsa.
Wow.
And I really actually, I am the director, the co-director of Motravail.mu, which is a job board in Mauritius that publishes job opportunities. And we are also an HR consulting firm. And we propose lots of human resources services to many companies in Mauritius. So that is who I am and also a bit what I do.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and could you tell us more about how it is being a co-director and what you do in more detail at Motorway?
Yes, at Motravail. So I joined Motravail after 13 years of experience, mainly in I work a lot with information technology firms. So I started my career as an IT recruiter. And I joined a company where there were about 18 persons. The company's name was Link by Net, which has been acquired recently by Accenture in Mauritius. And I left Link by Net. It was a really good journey. There were about 175 people working there. And they were really specialized engineers, system engineers, IT engineers in various topics. So I learned a lot about IT. And then I wanted to grow in another field, so in another industry. So I keep being the human resources, but I moved to another industry and joined Diadis, which was acquired afterwards by SGS Co. And I manage about 4 companies, 2 local and 2 international branches. And about 475 people. So my role was to always human resources, so that I see that the channels are really for kids and young people. So human resources concern people at work. So my role has always been to take care of people. So select the right people at the right place for companies, through recruitment procedures with a really dynamic team. And we have to make these people stay in the company. So we have to work on a lot of incentives within the company, whether it is training, promotion, performance management, career planning, succession planning, and everything, so that people, and also what we call now happiness, we have to nurture happiness in the workplace, so that the culture of the workplace and the employer brand is really always top rated, so that it can attract talents to the place. So my role is to do all this, to support the salary preparation, the growth of people, the promotion of people, the disciplinary matters, and also to ensure that the company has all the policies in place, so that when you have to foster and ensure that companies work properly, in the same rules are applied to everyone, we have to develop policies, implement policies, explain policies. So human resources it is a job where you have to talk a lot, you have to translate a lot, and you have to feel people, so that you can communicate to them in a way that they can understand, and not take your attitude, but only really understand what you are trying to communicate about.
Wow. What a nice way to explain what HR is all about. Could you tell us more about how you chose to come into human resources?
Yeah, in fact, I was studying law and management at the university. And I applied at the university, and I was selected for 2 pathways, career path. It was law and management on one side and tourism and leisure management on the other, because I am a really creative person and I like painting, writing, singing, dancing, and I like things that are really dynamic, and I like being in touch with people and try to explain. And on the other side, my dad was a policeman and he was working in the with criminal records. So I was really interested with law and legal materials, and I was not sure about what to do. So the human resources, I discovered it really during traineeships that I was looking for. I was going to companies and trying to ask whether they are going to hire a trainee. And I had a chance to be hired in a really big company, Phoenix Beverage Group, and as a trainee at a very early stage, where my role was to call people and plan interviews for the former HR officer.
Wow.
I really like it. And I was listening sometimes to meetings ongoing, and I said, oh, she's a really strong lady. I admire how she leads all the meetings and everything. And I started to like the job without knowing that it would be my job in the forthcoming years also.
Wow.
So I had a chance also to meet someone who is really passionate about IT. And he was the former director of Link by Net, and I applied there. And the person called me for a first interview because he was looking for somebody who was really junior and who wanted to join the recruitment team. So I joined there, and I grew also with the company. So this is how I had the chance to grow with the company and see how people also were growing in the company. So this is how I really grabbed all the human resource sector. I learned a lot by myself through other HRs, but also through very interesting websites in Canada and in other places. And the biggest growth was my ability to analyze situations and find gaps and try to fill the gaps with actions that could make it progress on a continuous performance.
Wow, that is amazing. It's amazing how you from where you started to where you've come, and your journey is really incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And can you tell us what you like the most about what you do?
Actually, I met someone who was really passionate about, he was the founder of Motravail.mu. Motravail in Mauritius, it is in Creole, but its definition is my work. .mu. So he built a website, and he had a really digital marketing knowledge. His name is Ken Leclerc. And I met this person, and he talked about his project with me, and we had the chance to work together. And he was really passionate about what he was doing. And I was really passionate about human resources too. But I wanted to work for many companies and not only for one company. So when we met, I talked about my projects and what I wanted to do afterwards. And I wanted to launch a company whose name was HR Strata. And Kenley, he told me that he wanted to launch a company whose name would be Tida Media. Which will be dealing with digital marketing and so on. So instead of launching companies, we launched products, and we merged our competencies together, and we took Motravail to another height together. Wow. So we use all his skills for marketing, digital, and everything, and recruitment also. And I use all my skills and turn everything that I've done during my career as services that Motravail proposes to a very large expand of companies in Mauritius now. So we do from recruit, we help young people to find their career path. We select candidates. We also we are a job board. We do talent outsourcing, payroll. We deliver a lot of HR services, and we counsel many people all the time. And we have local and international companies working with us and also relying on us for their transition or their development or their growth. So there are many.
That is incredible. Wow,
yes,
that is really amazing.
It's about 8% actually.
Okay.
And we took back the brand 2 years ago, and the team grew from 2 to 8 within 2 years.
Wow, that's incredible. Growing at a fast rate, and you seem very passionate about what you do. Wow.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we are. I am passionate, but really the thing that brings happiness in me every day is that I have also, Kenley and I, we have also built a passionate team with us. And when we talk about the objectives and about the future, the people with whom we work, they are inspired and they give us lots and lots of ideas. And they give also lots of, they took a lot of fun working with us and growing with us also.
Wow, that is incredible. Wow.
That's really nice.
And finally, could you tell us your advice to the next generation?
Oh, yes, I've been thinking about this question, and I would think about 5 points. So I wrote them in front of me because it is really important. I think at a really younger age, I would advise young generation to always analyze and be critical about what we read. This is the third point. We read a lot of text and we have a lot of material, but we have to think, analyze, and criticize also, have our own point of view on things we have in front of us too. And when we have our own point of view, it is important to ask questions. So I will push them to ask questions, because when we ask questions, we position ourselves and we are able to give our opinion and to make ourselves set our limits really at a young age. And the third point would be to discover people, because sometimes there are lots of people doing really interesting jobs, and the channel support this, because they put they shed light on people and their jobs, and this can be inspiring for people for kids afterwards. Exactly. And I would encourage them to ask questions to people who are working and to discover jobs that could become their jobs afterwards. The fourth point would be never stop learning. Even you're doing primary, secondary, tertiary, this is qualification, but the learning path doesn't stop, never stops. So people should keep themselves updated with everything that's happening around, and also entertain, nurture their knowledge every day. Even don't let things that you don't know just pass within your eyes without saying, what is this? And the last point would be to always challenge your limits. Because sometimes we have just crazy thoughts and we say, I won't be able to do that. I'm just a small person. But it is important to know that the sky has no limits. And if we believe in something which is important for ourselves and our career, we should go for it. We should try it.